Hey, HR friends, welcome back. So, it's always a big deal when we change into a new emotional sequence. So, at the end of the 2-5, I was talking about how it was going to increase polarity, and at the beginning of the 2-4, it's doing the same thing. Why? There's a reversal in electromagnetic energy. It's going from a forward wave and it's reversing and going to a reversed wave. It's like the tide coming in and hitting high tide, and now it's got to reverse and go back out the other direction. And there is a ton of turbulence that happens electromagnetically when this happens. And these charts are showing you that electromagnetic turbulence. Now, this little white thing here is showing you that this is the first 24-hour section that we're going to look at in this 6.5-day sequence. And it's one of the larger parts. It's touching the 2-5, right? And this is where it reversed. And you can see that it spiked up to 8. And then you can see these gaps down here, meaning it's staying relatively high. Now, this is the combined polarity points, okay? This is the combination of both the first person and third person polarity points. What's the difference between these? Just briefly. These are all the little nuances, the things that irritate us about our coworkers, our family members, people we meet up in with society. It's when we have our little arguments or our spats. These are all predicted moments. And they will get your defenses going. You'll be around somebody, you'll mishear something, you'll assume something, and then you'll do something you wish you hadn't. So just be aware when these points are that they're coming, because this is trying to stop you from achieving the objective at the first person level. Third person polarity moments, what are those? These are like bigger things, like your beliefs, your political party, how you feel about certain societal issues, and that you're going to feel the need to argue over that. Not necessary. If we get down to the objective portion here and we all achieve the objective, there will be nothing to argue about. Let's move on here. So the big point here on these top 3 graphs is a little bit of turbulence here. Not a ton, but enough that there's going to be some news over these couple day period, at least this 24-hour shift here. There's going to be some things going on for sure. Okay. Let's move on down to objective now. So objective is super simple, and this is kind of an easy one for me to describe for you guys. They're all pretty much the same. This 6.5-day sequence is testing all 4 quadrants relatively equally. So in order to do good this week, what you'd want to do is you're going to want to be working on all your different relationships. Because if you're out of balance with any of these first person perspectives, or if you're out of balance with these third person perspectives, you can line up the color. It'll tell you the quadrant. So if you're hurting in your right lower quadrant, these are the perspectives you need to help yourself with. Same thing here. That's how easy this is. And this is going to show you when the areas are going to peak and when they're going to fall. But in truth, this week's going to be pretty consistent for all areas. All right, let's keep moving here. So this is kind of cool. We did this electromagnetic spectrum on the small one too, because we thought, why not have this? This is important information. So the best thing you want to do is you're going to want to take a picture of this on your computer or your smartphone, so you have this, and you just got to make sure you got the right time zone. So what we're going to go do is we're going to go find the Eastern time zone. -6. We're going to have a little bit of time here before it gets to it. So once you have your time zone here, what it's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to eye up the time. And then you can understand when your defenses are going to be elevated, and it's likely you're going to do things or say things that might cause more conflict in your life, which we don't want. Okay, so here's the Eastern time zone. And for example, tonight, you can see it peaks. It's early in the morning, 6 a.m. Tonight's not going to be easy for sleep for people in the Eastern time zone. Tonight's not going to be easy for sleep for anybody, really, that's trying to sleep during these polarity moments. This will keep you up with racing thoughts, or it has a little anxious feeling, or you just have that unsettled, can't get to sleep kind of thing. That's what's going on here. So it's going to be nice once we get a little bit past this. It's going to settle back down. It's going to make sleep a little bit easier, and it's definitely going to make getting along with people a little bit easier. Make sure you get your picture. Make sure you're able to eye this stuff up, because these times are important. Not only do they tell you when these electromagnetic moments are happening, but you can also use these times so that we can see when the alignments are happening. All right, so that's where we're going to go next here, is we're going to switch over to the alignment graph. Now, we've simplified this as well. So everything is color coordinated and everything has letters so that you can connect them. So for example, the first or the lowest one on here is the PE alignment. Here it is, PE alignment. It's an hour and a half long. This is blue, hour and a half, because this is blue. It's an hour and a half. Once you have your correct time zone, you see your time. If this was your time zone, you'd say, oh, that's going to start about 9 p.m. is when this one's going to start. Okay? So where is this going to? This one's going to affect right lower quadrant. Now, should you be worried? Not really. It's down here lower to the bottom, so it's not going to be that strong. Now, do you want to pass every test? The answer is yes. Do you have to worry this one's going to hurt you a lot? Probably not. Okay? This is a 12-hour, and this is a 3.5-hour. So these are not the strongest frequencies anyway, and they're closer to the bottom, but it is going to affect right side, and it is possible that you experience something during this. So keep track of it. It'll tell us exactly what we need to work on in the future. All right, let's work our way up here. The next alignment we're going to talk about is the ME. Here it is, ME. Hour and a half, hour and a half. Now the M is a 7.5-day frequency. That's pretty strong. That's parked in this left side, and during that alignment, it is going to amplify. Left-sided pain, much more probable. All right, so the next alignment we're doing is the one above it, the MP. Here it is, same thing, 6 hour long. This one's going to go to the left side. This is a 7.5-day, super strong. This one was going to be in there too. Also, so we've got a lot going on this left side. The P frequency is 12 hours. That's a little bit more. You're going to maybe feel it in the right. And look, we've got right, and right. So definitely the right's going to get wore on a little bit. Don't be surprised if this pokes up on a few people. But again, left is the stronger one here. Now, the last one we're going to talk about is this guy right here. That's the ME. Now, this is the highest alignment on the chart. And there's one that's with it here that we're going to talk about in a second too. This is capital M. Capital M is a year frequency. This one is very potent, okay? And it's paired up with a 3.5-hour frequency. That's going to affect left quadrant as well. So we're looking at digestive stuff, bladder stuff. I mean, you could have hips, knees, ankles, you name it, everything in that lower quadrant. The last one we're going to talk about is the time alignment. And the time alignment's kind of hard to see. If you can't see it right away, what you do is you go, well, where's it at? It's the ME. Okay, so let's find the ME. There it is. And then we slide across, and there she is. There's the purple right there. Okay, so 3.5 hours for this one. M is strong. That's a year frequency going to the right quadrant. So really now, we've got strong frequencies affecting the right quadrant, and we've got strong frequencies, multiple strong frequencies affecting the left quadrant. So in this 24-hour period of time, especially the last 12-hour period of time, this is going to be, for the last 12-hour period of time. I can't really say what it's going to be because this is for 24 hours in the day. So everybody's going to see this at different times. All right, let's move down here. That's the quadrant guide. Now, what have we done down here for you? So the position of the strongest frequencies. This is important, okay? So when the E frequencies changed, what it does is it changes the distribution of the 6 strongest frequencies. We just talked about the M's. They're the year-long frequencies. 7.5 day, 7.5 day. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the strongest frequencies are now aligned on the left side of the body, okay? And we have 2 of the stronger frequencies on the right side of the body. So we definitely have an imbalance in a power right now as far as what is. So again, left side of the body, if I'm a betting man and I'm still in practice, I'm guessing I'm going to see more left-sided stuff than anything else this week. Now, this is just the zoomed in version of the graph up top. I'm not talking about this much either because you can see they're all pretty much in that same range. This is pretty constant. This is up a little bit and down, pretty constant, down a little bit and up. There you go. We're going to keep learning as we go here. We're sharing new information each day, and we're also kind of tweaking these charts to make it as easy as possible. Stay tuned. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.